What's up guys, Brunsnick's back, and in my last video I talked about how Hazmat would be the perfect step down from the Black Widow 2.0 hybrid. Well, here's the video, side by side, heads up to see how these two do against each other, if they're close, and if I'm right about this being the perfect step down. I can't wait to see this comparison, but before we get to that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now, let's see Black Widow 2.0 hybrid versus Hazmat. All right, so we're talking about comparison today. I mentioned in the last video, Hazmat would be the perfect step down from Black Widow 2.0 hybrid. So this is exactly what I'm gonna test. We got crown jewel pattern out today, 43-foot pattern. It is a 23 units, 13-1, a lot of oil in the middle, not a lot outside. So we're gonna see what these balls do heads up from multiple angles here and record the results. I have SPECTO running. We'll look at some of the data, not all of it, but just to see how close these are with a symmetrical versus asymmetrical. First shot, way out right. So whatever I do on the first shot, I'm just gonna try to duplicate and see if we can't see both are right on top of each other. Or maybe a small step down, I don't know. Sometimes I make these grand assumptions in my head when I'm using a new ball, where it'll fit in, where it'll work, and instantly my mind came to right below one of the best balls ever. So these are drilled slightly different. I drill my asymmetrics different than my symmetrics, but I think overall you get to have an idea on what these two actually do. All right, let's swing it out wide. Okay. First shot in the gate, out of the gate. Looks like Hazmat, maybe just a little bit weaker. That's what we want to see, right? Let's throw Black Widow one more time out there. Maybe not try to get it out so far. Round 5 board. Now, if everything's the same, what's the guess? What's Hazmat gonna do if I throw it right around the same area, same speed, same revs and everything? Should be light mixer again, right? That's what you would think. But you never know sometimes. I never know sometimes. It's all a mystery. Life is such a mystery. Might have got a pinch slow on that. We'll let SPECTO determine what I did wrong there. But let's start moving it in. Let's start giving a little swing, because this is where I really saw the difference in these two bowling balls, especially when Hazmat, I was throwing it, covering a little bit of oil. See this ball kind of come off that spot. In a way, I was like, huh, I've seen something like this before. Come on. All right, so if I throw these the same, my hope is that Black Widow picks up just a little bit earlier because of the asymmetry and starts making its motion to go a little bit more flush. That's the whole plan, that's the whole idea. Both these balls are out of box, but they have been bowled with, so they have some lane shine. They're already pretty glossy out of the box. They come with the compound. All right, Black Widow. Put you through a lot of work this year. Almost identical hits. Almost identical. All right, I'm pretty amped up today, it looks like. I think I'm gonna have to bring my overall speed down. You know, these bowling balls are so effortless through the front. Right now, I'm consistently coming behind the head pin, so I'm gonna make an adjustment. I'm gonna do that with speed. So I'm gonna stay in that same spot one more time. Let's throw Black Widow. I'm just going to drop the speed ever so slightly. Strange hits today, I tell you. So yeah, I went a little bit more flush. Let's try the same thing with Hazmat and see where we're at. Just gonna drop the speed down a little bit on the shot. Go from there. So, overall numbers on these balls, obviously the Hazmat does not have a symmetry to it, but differential 055 right in there. That's pretty high. It's gotta be right around Black Widow era. Let's go. That's in. Getting some weird carry. It must be bad racks or something, I don't know. I don't see a lot of these hits. This is kind of early on, but with the cover stocks being hybrids, HK22, obviously big light bulbs go off. So hey, how close is that one going to be to Black Widow? Well, I think we're seeing it right now. So, I'm not saying that Hazmat is going to replace your Black Widow, because there's always going to be a time and a place for symmetrical and asymmetrical in your bag. All right, I'm moving 5 more left. Let's start giving it some swing here. Yeah, that's definitely a bad rack. Nice. That's kind of a picture perfect what we saw in the original video. Now, can Black Widow 2.0 do the same thing? I think it's obvious the answer is yes. How is it going to shape different? How is it going to look that it's different? You know, we're bowling on fresh. So typically, for most, you're going to want to go with asymmetric first, and as they break down, and as your Black Widow starts to maybe labor a little bit, or maybe roll a little more forward because it's got some asymmetry to it, that's when you go to a ball like Hazmat, and you can stay in the same zone. Pick right up where you left off, no big changes. A little wider. Nope, there it goes. Perfect. Might have got out just a touch wider, but recovery, that's what you get with Black Widows. I mean, this ball's been insanely popular. Probably the best ball of the year. Most used for sure. You know, that new blue's out now. A lot of talk, a lot of hype. It's got 3 months of sales to go for it. So we'll see what happens in this last part. But Black Widow, it's the GOAT ball right now. Talking reactive resin. I'm moving 5 more. Now we're, what are we, 15 left? Let's open up these angles. Shot. That was swung. So obviously we're using a lot of energy in this ball. Standing left, throwing right, we're really seeing how the ball reacts. And the ball doesn't roll out. I mean, it covers off that and it continues. I mean, SPECTO data will tell me, you know, if you see that impact angle a little bit higher than the entry angle, that means this ball is still hooking as it enters the pocket. And typically when you see a greater number like that, the ball is going to continue pretty hard. But of course there are variables there and there are exceptions to the rule. That's in. All right. Probably got that little touch in there. I didn't swing that as far. So we'll try to throw one more shot there with Hazmat and see what happens if I do swing it out wide. Obviously good result, but we want to get it to the Daddy Widow spot there down the lane, which had to have been like 4 board. That's even wider. All right, I think we get a good idea there. That was swung way out wide, still managed to sniff the pocket, almost struck. But we're going to move 5 more. We'll be 20 left. This will be the end of the road for the comparison. But hope you guys are getting a lot out of these comparisons. You guys notice I'm not doing a lot of comparisons anymore. You know, they're just so specific, so oddly specific. Going away from it until something really makes sense to compare. All right, 20 left. Whoa. Slow hook and fresh oil, just like in the first video. Keep my ball speed a little bit lower to combat all that oil. Hooked it, comes back through the pins beautifully, marvelously actually. All right, last shot, we'll finish it up here with the Black Widow 2.0 hybrid. What's it gonna do? I know what it's gonna do. Kapow. A little harder. Nice. All right. So, good break there. I don't know what hit what there, but that's my comparison. Black Widow 2.0 hybrid versus the Hazmat 2 bowling balls. Similar cover stocks, much different cores. So how do they react? Is it a good one too? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your comments. Put them down below. Please subscribe. Talk to you guys soon.